men have sat on this table, but there can only be one show.
MTC Beats.
It's time for the Money Mind Mastery Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? My name is MP.
My name is Stefan.
SB. And we are the Triple M Podcast, which stands for
Money Mind Mastery Podcast.
That's the one. That is the one and only Triple M's, baby. Man, it's been a real good few weeks here, bro.
That's a lie.
That's a lie, because it's only been a few days. But you will never know.
It's been a good few weeks wherever you were and wherever I was. Yes,
Yeah, exactly. It's always a good few weeks. And man, I'm pumped for the next few days that we have coming up here.
Yep.
At the time of recording, it is July 14th.
I love saying January for some reason. July
It's
14th.
it's the J's, that's why. It's
Yeah.
July 14th.
What are we doing today?
Today, we're going to the Calgary Stampede. The first time that I'm ever going. I can't wait to buy a cowboy hat.
Yeehaw.
Let's see how many howdies we can give out today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be good. It's going to be real good because it's different than what we usually do.
Yep.
Because we old now.
Yep.
We never go out. No.
Yeah, I know. After 10 o'clock, I'll be like,
Just
time
bobbing.
out, yo. Time out. It's time to go. It's time
Take a
to
knee.
go.
You got to take a knee, man.
I can't no more.
Exactly, man. So, let's get this podcast started with the good old gratitude series.
Yes, sir.
It's something that we've been doing every
Yes, sir.
single week.
Yes,
Because
sir.
of you, Nino and Jed, we always have to be
Shout-outs.
grateful and start it on a positive note, man. So I'm gonna start it off today with what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for Canada.
Oh,
Canada. No joke, Canada, as much as we have a lot of weird stuff going on here, it provides us with a lot of opportunity.
Yes, sir.
A lot of opportunity. There's times I wish I lived in the States because there's more opportunity there. But Canada, the weather that we get here, the places that we can go, amazing, beautiful. Forever grateful for our amazing backyard.
I co-signed that, man. I'm grateful for kind of continuation of Canada, the Calgary Stampede, man, in specific. It'll be your first time, so I'm curious to what you're gonna say, but it's a thing. It used to be. Well, it is a yearly thing. Due to COVID, of course, we had to cancel a couple of years, but I'm always grateful for Calgary Stampede. A lot of people come in from different parts of the world. Mainly from Canada, obviously, a lot of different provinces, different states, and it's just an opportunity to gather and to meet, new people, meet all of your friends. I swear, because if you're from here, if you go to Stampede,
Reunion.
yeah, exactly, it's a big reunion. So,
Right.
I'm just hyped to go later. It'll be my first time in a long time, actually, in a couple of years. So, I'm excited to go later, and I'm grateful for it, and I'm pumped.
Just watch as soon as we're done. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't that great, bro.
Yeah, it could be. That's my reaction.
Yeah, but the one thing that I am going for is just the food.
Oh, 100%.
Man, if y'all haven't gone to the Stampede, man, go on Google, type in Calgary Stampede food. You'll see, what is it, mustard ice cream, ketchup ice cream. They're weird stuff, but I'm excited to try it. That's what I'm going. I'm going for the experiences to try something
sir.
new because we don't usually get the opportunity to try new things.
Yep.
It's always the same
Absolutely.
stuff, junior chicken all day, buddy. That's it. Anywho, I digress. Today, we're going to talk about the sport that we're both in, boxing. How did we get into boxing?
thought it was
Who's our
ballet.
favorite?
Just
Ballet?
kidding. It's kind of like ballet.
I like ballet too, man. No lie, bro. I think I'd be a good ballet. See me in a tutu next week, you know what I'm saying? But no, boxing, man. We're going to talk about boxing,
Yep.
how we got into it,
Yep.
our favorite fighters, and just, our background in whatever, in this whole sport, man. So I guess I'll kick it off with how I got into boxing. So originally, I was not in boxing. That was not my first discipline. My first discipline was Muay Thai, kickboxing. Shout out to the gym DS Combat Sports in Chinatown, Vancouver. If you are in that area and you are looking for a gym, that gym is great. It has kickboxing, has jiu-jitsu, has
Everything.
wrestling, has everything, has all of them. And you can try them all. So I started off in kickboxing, loved it. Moved over to another gym. Shout out East Van Muay Thai. You guys are great too. Moved over there, did Muay Thai, and then moved back to Langley, the hometown, and got into boxing. And man, it's it was crazy just the difference between the two disciplines.
Yep.
Like we mentioned in a few podcasts before, like in Muay Thai, kickboxing, you can use your legs. You can teep someone from a mile away.
Yep.
But boxing, you can't do that. You got to use your legs in a different way.
Totally
Shout out
different
MV
way.
from what you said,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
But the reason why I got into combat sports was just number one, I was sick and tired of the gym, like weightlifting.
Like lifting? Okay.
It got boring. Well,
Yep.
I liked it, but I wanted like a new way of to do cardio.
Absolutely, yeah.
As soon as I started getting into it, I would go in for like 2 classes a week. Next thing you know, it's 3. Next thing you know, it's every single day. And I eventually got bored of weightlifting. Why? Because when you're weightlifting, you're just doing this, rest for a few seconds, do this,
Yeah.
wait for a few seconds, and that's it. It's brainless. You're not really
Yep.
using your brain, right? Well, you are, because there's obviously the mind-muscle connection. But with like kickboxing or boxing, especially if you're sparring, bro, you can't be mindless.
No.
Right? Yeah, sure, you can let it flow, but you have to be thinking, oh, I see the punch, boop. Oh, I see a kick, boop. We gotta
Yeah.
move, right? So I got into boxing because I wanted to get into do some other sorts of fitness, and obviously just so if someone wants to test me,
You ready?
they can catch these hands respectfully, of course.
You ready?
You know, so I always wanted to stay ready, and now that I have these skills, man, it's crazy because when you start taking these courses, classes, and you like learn how to fight, when these opportunities does come up, you learn to just like diffuse it. Well, it depends on the kind of person you are, but
Yep.
for me, I'm just like diffusing it now because I'm like, bro, I can mess you up.
Exactly.
But I'm just gonna use my words, sir. Not today, sir. Not today.
Not today.
You know, like I
You
feel
don't
more
want this.
level-headed.
You
I feel
don't
more.
want
I
this.
feel more level-headed now because of combat sports, which is good, and that's why I got into it, man. And
It's awesome. Mine's a little different. As you know, as you guys know, my whole life I played basketball. Grew up playing basketball. My dad played basketball. All my homies played basketball. That's all I knew since I was a little kid. I think it started when I was like 5, 6 years old. My sister played basketball too. She used to murk me because she was bigger than me before, but man, she can't guard me now, obviously. But yeah, all my life, all I knew was basketball. I was a big basketball fan. But at the time, I was also intrigued in boxing. Not intrigued in doing it, but I loved the sport where I knew, I watched my fighters. Obviously, the guy that actually got me into boxing was Manny Pacquiao because, as you know, as being Filipino, every at least twice, 3 times a year, there's a gathering. You eat food, you watch his fight.
Oh yeah, party.
So, that's what really got me into the sport. Is where I just used to watch him. Manny Pacquiao was fights with Barrera, fights with Morales, with all the Mexican boxers. And as I followed him through his career, I'd followed boxing because the undercards. That's when you meet a lot of up and coming fighters that are now obviously at
Big.
the top, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I got into the sport. I had no plans on actually doing boxing because obviously I still play basketball. I tried to go pro, went overseas and all that. So the first time I actually got into it was during cross training, where all the basketball players were to do boxing as a
Right.
what do you call that? Conditioning.
Yeah.
We did pads. I remember the first thing. Shout outs to Danny and R.I.P. Alex because he's the one that trained at CBC. We went to the same high school. When we did pads, he was like, "Bro, do you box?" I'm like, "What? No, not at all. It's my first time doing pads." But in my head, I was like, "Yo, let's go.
Let's do this."
Yeah. So that's the first time I actually did pads. Is like, bro, you actually should box. And I'm like, you know what? I'm really gonna think about that. That's what they told me because they used to. They were boxers. So fast forward now, shout outs to CBC, Coach Roger. I started boxing, taking it seriously, actually doing boxing about 2 years ago. Night and day, man.
Yeah.
Compared to basketball, obviously you have sets where when you play defense, you just on the help side, meaning you don't have to do much. You just have to wait for the offensive guy if he beats that guy that's guarding him. As opposed to boxing, your defense is different because you can't just wait.
No.
You're always on your heels. You're always going. You're always moving. Totally different sport, man. First time sparring, it's a humbling experience.
Yep.
I did Taekwondo as a little kid. I was used to sparring, but this is, man, it's totally different. Where I know the guy that I was fighting was holding it back, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, it humbled me because number one, I was dying. I had no stamina. I thought I did because I was an athlete.
Yeah.
Number two, it's just this is where this is the closest thing to actual fighting.
True.
Right? So that's how I got into a sport, and I'm hoping to get my first fight in November. Got to work hard for it, obviously. But yeah, that was the start of it.
Dude, let's talk about your first time sparring, though, man.
Oh man,
Dude, let's do it. So when you first started sparring, I know you mentioned that you thought you were an athlete, so you thought you had that gas tank. But dude, the cardio was totally different, eh?
Totally different. This is the actual first time sparring, and this is the time that we were getting ready for the first fight.
Yeah.
Man. So we were supposed to do 3-minute rounds. I only did 2. I remember Roger, he looked at me the third. He's like, "This is your first time sparring." He's like, he's like, "Seems like you're really tired. Can you go?" I was like, "Nope." Let's go.
Walked away.
Third one. Yeah. He's like, "That's fine." He didn't force me. Obviously, you can't force someone to fight. But he said, "Man, he's like, you did good, but you were dying.
Yeah,
you were dying out there." So that was my first time sparring. It's a humbling experience, and I can't wait for the next ones, man.
Did you film it?
I did. I showed you that.
I remember that.
Right away.
I remember that.
I sent it to you right away, bro.
So like in your head, it's crazy because like you think you're like sick.
Oh, absolutely.
You think your jabs are fast as hell.
Yep.
You think your cross is clean, but when you're looking at it,
and you thought you were made like the form, everything was perfect.
Yeah.
Then when you watch yourself, you're like, bro,
what is this?
Yeah, I think that's a good tip is to actually film your sparring. Not even just sparring, just film your your bag work, film your pad work, and all that, just for you to see what you look like, and you can correct it.
Yeah, exactly. Because with my first time sparring, we didn't wear headgear at all, and this is kickboxing.
Yeah.
Right. So we didn't wear headgear at all. We wore shin pads, 16-ounce gloves, obviously. I wasn't scared. It was weird. I was like ready to do this. I was kind of like nervous going into it, but obviously.
Did you fight a guy that had experience?
So no. Well, I think we were all around the same because it was like beginner sparring.
Okay.
And I just remember just throwing the jab. That's the only thing I was like comfortable with throwing.
Yeah.
Because like if I threw my 2, I'm open.
Yeah.
So I always threw my jabs. Boom, boom, boom. That's all I focused on. And was I tired, bro? Gassed. We did like 6 rounds of sparring. Then after that, we did like a burnout set. But I just stayed on my jab. That's the only thing I threw. Threw nothing else. How was my head movement? Horrible.
Yep.
Horrible. I took everything on the guard. That's it.
Everything's just here.
It's right here. Yeah, exactly. I didn't move my head. I just moved back every now and then.
Yeah.
But that was it. But obviously, as you progress, you're supposed to use sparring as a learning experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like as I progressed, I started incorporating a little bit of head movement here and there. But the biggest thing that I learned, and I do this every single time I spar, is I always try to incorporate one technique that I'm going to focus on each and every single session.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's good.
Right? Because I know with a lot of people, they want to try different things every single time. But like the best thing to do, get good at one technique first.
Yep.
And then build off of that.
Absolutely. I agree. If you want to, your first couple of rounds, if you want to just focus on the jab, focus on doing it right. Make sure you're hitting him. You're setting him up. Then you can move on.
Exactly.
So, what are other tips that you think for other beginners here, like us, that are looking to get into boxing or looking to start sparring? Maybe they're from beginners, like literally just beginners class to moving on to fighters class. What are some of the tips that you can give them?
First things first, man. If you want to get into like combat sports and like you're kind of nervous, just do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because like the number one thing that I realized, because I was kind of nervous going into like one of these gyms.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how everyone's gonna be like. I'm like brand new. Are they gonna make fun of me? No one's gonna make fun of you. Everyone is in there for the exact same reason.
Absolutely.
And that reason is to get better.
Yeah.
So if you are on the fence of, I kind of want to try, I don't know if I should, just do it.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't like it, whatever, right? You don't like it, stick to the gym.
That's
do whatever you want, right? For sparring, number one thing, we spoke about this with Michael Valoria, shout out MV, leave your ego at the door.
Yeah.
Right? If you are going to get hit, you are going to get hit.
You will.
You will get hit. Is that your fault? Yes, 100%. Sometimes will they go hard? Yes. What are you going to do about it? If it's too hard, tell them. Let them know. Be vocal about it. Don't just take it and just keep taking them. If it's hard, if it's a hard shot, tell them, hey, maybe we can tone it down a little bit. If they don't do that, don't spar with them anymore. You can always say no. You have to be vocal. Don't just like hold it in and keep sparring the same dude over and over and over again, because that's when you can get hurt.
Yeah. Don't
right?
act tough, because you think you think you saying no means you're a pussy. You know what I mean? Everyone understands it's sparring, but obviously it is also fighting. So if it's too much for you, just say, just tell them, hey, tone it down, or maybe I can, maybe we can call it out just a little early, and then maybe you can work out or spar again. But yeah, just no ego with sparring. I know a lot of people where they're just there to hurt people, which is not. At the end, you're not gonna get better. You're not making the other guy better, because you're just, at the end of the day, you're just scaring him. You're just hurting him, right? So leave your ego at the door. Any issues that you have, I know it's hard to say, but people get emotional.
It's true.
Let's say you're stressed at work and you're like, I'm mad and I'm just gonna take it out on this guy. Yeah. I don't think that's a good thing, because number one, you're fighting off of emotions, which is number one thing you shouldn't do when it comes to fighting. And yeah, just leave your ego at the door. Just spar to get better, not spar to hurt people. So.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I agree. And here's the thing too, especially if you've been at this gym for like a really long time, I'd say like a year plus, and you're like you're really trying to like just mess someone up, bro. They're your teammates.
Yep, that's a
same that's gym. Your teammate, man. What if they're preparing for a fight and you seriously hurt them? That's on you, right? That's big. And we're all we're as a team. We're supposed to bring each other up. We're not trying to bring them down,
Get
right?
Better.
If you are trying to do that, you're an asshole. You're in the wrong gym, buddy.
Better,
wrong gym, man.
Absolutely.
What else is there, man, for sparring?
Nothing with sparring already. I mean, that's with my little experience. That's all I can share, and tips. But maybe once I get a little bit more experience, there's some.
We'll throw more game, man. We'll bring some boxers in here to talk about that. How to get better, because we're all here trying to just one up ourselves every single day, every single month, every single year. And if you're not progressing, man, you might be in the wrong gym. You know what I'm saying? If you're the best fighter in there, man. Well, in the amateur levels, but
time to go pro then.
Yeah, exactly, right? Now, let's talk about fighters, man. Who's your favorite boxer? Let's do this. Old school and new school.
Retired and current?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do retired first. I mean, I'll be biased, man. My favorite one was Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Retired. Well, I don't know if he's retired. He's still fighting, but retired professionally. It's just he's the one that got me into boxing. Watching his fights twice, 3 times, 4 times a year, got us together. Got me into that, introduced me to the sport.
Yep.
That I really thank him, and I think he's still top 10 best boxers ever.
I would agree.
Yeah.
How about you? How about new school?
New school? I'll go new school. Let's do old school.
Okay, but I'll
first.
do old school. Mine was Mike Tyson, bro. Dude, Mike Tyson was a legend.
Spinal.
Bro, everything.
Spinal.
Everything from like before the fight.
Yeah.
The walkout, his walkout.
Yeah.
During the fight and after fight, all legendary.
Yeah.
He's like, he treated it like it was like show business.
Yeah.
Right? I broke my back. It's spinal.
Spinal.
Right? Just everything about him, the way he carried himself, the intensity, like
He's
when you watch,
absolute beast,
right?
Man.
When you watch his stare down,
you don't want to. Yeah,
dude, he's just eyeing you. He's not moving left, right.
It's crazy because one of the quotes he said where I forgot who he was facing, but he was looking at him, and he's like, "Mike, what was going on in your head when you were facing him off?" He's like, "I want to kill him." I was like, "Damn!"
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's insane.
Like, I just want to kill him.
But the thing too is like. And the one thing I admire about Mike Tyson, like even from like back then, even up till now, is just like his mind now.
Yeah.
He has such a strong mind. He's able to like control himself now more than ever.
Yep.
Before, bro, he did not care.
You can see his maturity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I admire about him, man. A lot of people, like a lot of boxers, especially if they start retiring, a lot of them get like kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of weird. But Mike Tyson has a strong ass mind. So that's the one thing I admire about Mike, and that's why I love him. New school.
New school. You go. Actually, I'll go first. I just like this guy just based off of, like the boxing style. Nothing outside the ring. None of that. It's just strictly boxing. Dimitri Bivol, bro.
Dude.
Bro, he's. If I can see myself fight, like if there's a style I can follow.
Yeah. Bro, he's
guy,
fundamentally sound.
Bro.
I rewatched the Canelo fight. Bro, it's all just 1-2s.
1, 2, and 3s.
Yeah. I was like, damn,
He beat
man.
Canelo 1, 2, and 3, and then
Nice
the high guard.
Yeah.
That's it.
His footwork's nice too, bro.
Exactly. That's why. That's what made him great. He's just high guard, but he doesn't stay in one side. He moves laterally.
Yeah, so that's a good pick.
His jab, his 2, and his 3. He only has 3 punches. That's as simple as it gets.
I like that, man.
And he just waits for you, counters with 1, 2, 3. His footwork, absolute beast. He's the guy that I really try to, follow my game.
Hey, let's go. For me, man, there's so many good boxers in new school. But the one that I resonate the most with is David Benavidez.
Oh, you met him too.
Benavidez. I
You
met him too.
too.
Met him too at EDC. I remember I was walking through VIP. Looked to my right. Damn, that's Benavidez. What the hell? And
I thought it was his brother.
I sent him a picture right away, and he was like, "Bro, that's not him." I'm like, "What do you mean? That's not him. He has tattoos." I'm like, "Bro, that's his chest hair."
Put the picture. Put the picture.
I'll put
on
the picture
reel,
right
bro.
here just so you guys see it. It's hilarious. But Benavidez, man, his pressure, I just love his pressure.
Oh.
Because for me, like when I spar, it's always forward pressure.
Yeah.
Right? Just trying to work the body, just trying to flood the basement. I literally try to copy what he does.
Yeah. His speed, he's relentless too, man. He's they call him Mexican Mike Tyson too. So
Bro, yeah, and talking about speed, bro, he was a big boy before too.
yeah,
And the fact that he's able to go like just how fast he's able to punch, bro, crazy. Insane. Man.
Crazy. I think he was a 2-time 168 champion already, so he needs the shot. He needs that title shot, man.
Yeah.
Canelo,
Come on, man.
give him the shot.
Give him a little shot, man. Give him a little shot, man. So that was nice, man. I like
Yeah.
talk about boxing. It's very interesting. Maybe next time we have to do like a little podcast where we're just sparring with like mic'd up sparring. Can you
should.
imagine that? It'll be new.
What do you guys think, though?
Yeah,
Let us know.
That'd be crazy.
No, we can talk about the future of this podcast because I wanted to address that. We're looking to transition into the boxing scene.
Yeah.
I know we started as a sales podcast and all that mindset. Of course, that's all still in our that's still what we do. But when it comes to like boxing, fighting, the combat sport, we're looking to be more specific. We want to jump into talking to promoters, talking to managers, talking to fighters, obviously, which we've already been doing. And just pick their minds.
Yeah, exactly.
So
free game.
that's just something we want to announce and we want to let you guys know, just so you guys know moving forward.
Exactly. And it's not just boxing, man. It's combat sports,
Yeah.
whatever,
In general,
everything,
yeah.
man. Just fighting in general. Because the number one thing that all these
fighting
athletes
game.
have is the mind. Right? That's
what
the one thing you'll notice with all the top level like athletes.
Yeah.
Their minds are strong. If they don't have a strong mind, they're not.
They shouldn't
where
be
they're
fighting in the first
Exactly, right? So that's what we want to pick. That's what we want to extract and send to you guys.
Let us know what you think.
Exactly, man. So what
That's
should
it,
we do, man?
baby.
Should we
We
fight
about
now?
to go to Stampede.
Should we kiss or what? No. Oh my god! So we'll end it off on that note. So
Let's
for real,
end
you want
this.
to? Anyways, my name is MP,
My name is Stefan SB.
and we are out. And we're gonna kiss.